Oh, don't feel it. It is a very drizzly day here in Lee Summit, Missouri. Yeah, that's what it's like out here. It's been storming since, well, just before we came out. Oh, blimey. I was hoping to get a few people in here to see if I can capture anyone that's finished at lunchtime. I just wanted to say, I was going to do some videoing today whilst Mrs. Womble was in the hospital. She's still in now and waiting for her surgery to finish and for her to come out. But it's so wet out here. It has stormed for quite a while this afternoon, and I fell asleep. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Did several done several videos that I had to edit last night or overnight, and one of which I've done is a video on proxy pics. It was very strange. I did 2 proxy pics offers yesterday, and or assignment, excuse me, and they came back last night or overnight. They seem to do their awaiting reviews. They go into awaiting reviews now. I used to be a lot quicker at it. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Whoever's popped in, say hello in the chat. Anyway, so I've done these assignments. I've never had a problem before, and then they both came back as rejected. Not sure why. Not sure why they were rejected, and there was no explanation. So I was rather confused at that. So I sent them a message. Didn't hear back. Checked several times this morning. Not heard back. And then right before we were coming out, maybe about an hour before we was about to leave, the appears to be some noises in here. I'm not sure what they are. What's that? Maybe someone's interfering with my radio somehow. Anyway, right before we came out, about an hour rather before we came out, the hey, Miss Grind, how you doing today? So I did both of these proxy pics, and they were both rejected. And I didn't understand why. There was no explanation at all. And you don't exactly get a lot of money for both doing both of those Dutch Brothers ones. But there seems to be a lot more effort involved in doing them. $20 to do Dutch Brothers, or at least they are in our area, and there's like about 10-12 miles between them. The ones that we did yesterday, and so I was a bit peeved off about it because it was like I was, yeah, I'm doing right, I suppose. Just waiting on Wendy to come out of the hospital. She's in there having surgery. I was going to do some dashing, but it is not fun out there. It's been storming pretty well. So I decided to sit in the car park. Thought I might get some people for lunch. Are you dashing today? Have you been dashing at all? It's rather an impromptu live show, but I thought I would do it anyway. Give the video a thumbs up if you would. I know Sheila dashing in Cyprus is always telling everyone to do that. Apparently it helps the channel grow. I had an assignment scheduled for proxy pics, but I had to cancel it. I forgot about it last minute. Yeah, you know, the first time I cancelled one was yesterday, and it was like I said, it's the first time I ever had to do one, so I cancelled it, and then immediately I got a notification saying there was an assignment in my area. So I went to the board to look at what it was, and it was the one I just cancelled. It immediately goes up back on the board. So yeah, that was interesting. But the two that I did yesterday afternoon were both rejected. But there was no explanation as regards to why they were rejected. And so I sent them a message last night and said what's going on, and they I never got anything. Just buy a new one. Hey. Nah, not today. I have to wait for my new phone to come in later today. This morning I woke up to a completely dead phone. Oh no. So which one are you getting? Was you getting a new iPhone? I've been thinking about getting a new iPhone. But I'd keep this one so I could do video. But anyway, proxy pics, right before we came out, I'd done a video on it, saying how they were rejected. I put that out earlier. I mean, the thing that peeved me off is that there's no explanation, and no one replied to any of my messages. So that video went out, and then right before we came out, they accepted one. Turned around and accepted it. Okay. And I made sure to include them in the video. I don't know if they ever saw it or not, but then all of a sudden they accepted the other one. Don't know what. Seems to be bloody odd how that happened, but I just wish someone would actually answer a message. It's an iPhone 14 Pro Max. I got an iPhone 12 Pro Max. Yeah, I like the Pro Maxes, and I do want to get a 15. Well, Well, I want to get a new phone, but I don't know whichever one's out. I suppose I don't know if it's 15 or if there's a 16 or whatever coming, but no, I'll get the. Yeah, I like the iPhones. Been using iPhones for a very long time now, and trying to get a better position in this. And it's gotten used to how they work and function, etc. I like to, but I want to get. Oh, I want to get a newer phone, but the next phone I get is going to be with a bigger memory in it. This one's got 128 gigs, and it's not enough. It's not enough. I don't know how many pictures and videos I got in it, but it's a lot. Definitely a lot. I think off the top of my head, I think there's probably 40,000 pictures in the darn thing, according to the counter. How many videos? I think there's a couple hundred videos in it. I've been through them and got rid of some of them. Hey, Sonny. I see it's raining in KC. It's raining in Topeka. Oh, it's raining. Look at that. Lovely. I'm waiting at the hospital for Mrs. Womble. Well, Wendy, as you all know her now. And it's wet. So I sat down to do some videoing and fell asleep because I already done video editing overnight and didn't get a lot of sleep. So been waiting for the word to go pick up Wendy's, but I'm waiting in the car park and it has been storming. Definitely storming out. And the map is great. DoorDash map is great. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Hey, Sonny, did you sign up to do Proxy Mix too? Have you signed up to do that at all? Have you signed up to do proxy pics? The ones that you do the pictures on with the, yeah, that's the one. Sure, I need a translator. Yeah, for a bit. I put out a video this morning about it. I think it's all over. I think it's all over the place, proxy pics. You just got to give it a go. You don't need to do a background check on it. It's a pretty easy one to get on it. The only time you need to do a background check if you're doing inside of buildings or going to the commercial ones. Okay. But yeah, it's what I'd say is oh yeah, it is. It's very easy money. For the commercial ones, it depends. I did an apartment block, a small apartment block, a few days ago, and it paid like $30. And it's the first one I've ever done, and it took maybe 20 minutes, if that. Yeah, $20 is about right. They do the commercial ones. If you're looking at doing, like I done two Dutch brothers yesterday, they take a bit longer. They can take and can be a bit of a pain in the rear end. Once you've done a few, then it gets easier. But it's they ask an awful lot at the Dutch brother ones, and I see that there's new ones coming out for Quick Trip, and I did accept to do a Quick Trip yesterday, but it was in Overland Park. Um, it was only about 9.5, 10 miles from us, but I didn't fancy standing at each four corner of the building doing a 360 picture taking thing. I mean, it's already scary enough that you've been driving bloody in a Quick Trip parking car park, let alone if you've been staying in the middle of the place and do a spin around trying to do bloody pictures. So when I saw that, I turned around and cancelled it because it was only paying $20, and I don't think they pay enough for those commercial ones. The house, for me, that is. I mean, you may feel different, but it's just as a feeling anyway. Oh, the pictures, it's from Bank of America or some of them. There's one called Powerhouse, I see, which were for which they like to take a look at the buildings to make sure that if they need paintwork, etc., any maintenance that's done it. Bank of America is certainly the biggest one that I've seen, the most consistent one on there, and it's for home equity, etc., is what I've seen. But they do some other ones which for renters, etc. Oh, you read all that? Oh, wonderful. Yeah, because you get all that when you're on there, so there's nothing to worry about when you're taking pictures. I've only ever been scheduled once, questioned once. Oh, okay, you done a Toyota? Oh, I haven't done a Toyota one. I've done a Dodge Ram, Jeep, and Chrysler, or whatever it was. Oh, yeah, you think I know? I used to work at a dealer. Yeah, good. Yeah, it's definitely worth doing. Definitely worth having that one in your arsenal for sure. I would. Oh, I did. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I keep meaning to go get a vest. I need to go down to Harbour Freight and get one. Also, when you do those ones at the car dealerships, when I went to do the one at Dodge, I finally found a back way in and just drove around and done the damn things. See, I tried that. The only thing with the car dealership ones is no one was there. Because the time I went, they said it was nighttime pictures, and they wanted you to do it after 9 o'clock. That was what the ones I had. So I did that, and they were well closed in because the time I went, I think it was a Saturday night, Saturday or Sunday night. I did mine. Um, and I just drove around. I found there was a back gate open, and I just drove around and tried to find all the signage, and not all the signage was there, unfortunately. So I got what I could. There was, but yesterday I did the Dutch Brothers one, and it said to go talk to, which is the coffee shop here. I don't know if you got them down your area yet, but they said go speak to management. Well, I did. I went to the bloody to let them know that you're there. So I went over to do that, and there was two young people in there, and they had the music up so bloody loud, and I ended up just and I was banging on the door, calling to them, and they weren't taking any bloody notice. So I went to just take the bloody pictures, sort it. Yeah, I liked it with past business hours. I didn't get a car salesperson come out and drive me crazy. But I was fine with that. But you've always got a letter of it anyway to explain why you're there. Trying to wait for Mrs. Womble is over there somewhere. I've been waiting. Yeah, see, yesterday I rejected I cancelled a one that I said I would do, and that was at the Quick Trip. And as soon as I cancelled it, I got a notification saying, "Oh, there's an assignment in your area." I went, "Okay." So I went and looked at it, and it was the one I just rejected. And so I don't know if that's from proxy pics that come in on the weekends that are sent out, or if it's from people that have just cancelled because they can't do it for whatever reason. That part I can't explain. But it's a filling job. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, especially now. Oops, got itch. Especially now with DoorDash not being so brilliant. Certainly not brilliant it is today, I know that. Lunchtime and it's pissing down with rain, and oh, you got Dutch Brothers near you? Yeah, they're doing, Dutch Brothers seem to be doing quite a bit of the things, assignments. Yeah, the house ones, those are the best ones to get. Because there was two that came up this morning, and those were for interior shots. And they were appointments, and they had to be done in 4 hours or 4.5 hours, and I couldn't commit to those today. I could have taken them and just tried to extend the dashes on them, the assignments, the time on it. But one of them, the road, I don't know, some of them you have to kind of know where you're going to, and the roads seem too familiar. But I was too busy worrying about getting Wendy to the hospital anyway, so I didn't do that one. But they were paying $40. But those ones were an appointment. You had to go inside and take the pictures as well. Oh no, nothing in your ear. Oh. Well, hopefully something turns up in your area. Now, I've noticed they didn't send notifications before, and I messaged them last week, and just last week, or was it beginning of the week? Maybe Monday. Messaged them anyway, not too long ago, and I asked can we get text messages on these? Because going to the board all the time is a pain in the backside. And they said, no, it's only for you have to check the login and check the board. Okay. And, which is a pain. I know it's a pain. Because you miss out on them. And then all of a sudden I started getting text messages. Text messages and notifications through the phone about it, so. It says to add. And it won't let me. Hey? Yeah, I've only just seen it. The notifications have literally just started maybe 2 days ago. And it helps a lot. Yeah, it's just working now. So the notifications are coming in now. But hopefully you'll get a few more. I mean, with Quick Trip getting involved now, having there's Quick Trips all over the bloody place. I think there's six Quick Trips just in Lee's Summit alone. I'd like to get every one of those. I'm not too keen on being standing in the middle of their forecourt doing the turnaround 360-degree pictures, but you'll get an idea. It's definitely a damp day. What car is that over here? I don't know if that's a Voyager. Yeah. I was going to do some filming for the car channel today, but don't think I'm going to be outside doing pictures. And I was also going to go out and do a dash and take the phone with me and do some videoing and send that to Chuck's channel, but well, I did. It's set to 30 miles. It's not like DoorDash where you get dinged for not taking anything. There's nothing like that on it. You either take it or you don't. And I've only ever rejected one, which I done just yesterday. I accepted it and then rejected it after I read it, which I think maybe a lot of people seem to do, because it's odd how some of the things turn around and come back again. Let's if I missed anything. Just trying to read back through these. I'm trying to be a bit good at reading the notes from yourselves, the messages. Yeah, training isn't all that. Are any of you on Uber or Uber Eats? I had to do some training with that. I signed up for the ride share, and finally did the training on that. What a waste. It's all flipping common sense. When you sign up for rideshare, you have to do training for that. It's just pretty much common sense. Whether you want to talk, about talking to the passenger, about what things to say to the passenger and not to say. But it's worth. It seemed a waste of time. I've got a video coming out. I think it's at 2 o'clock. Oh, it's already gone 2 o'clock, and it's about a DoorDash driver that we observed whilst we were having a meal last night. What things not to do when you're flipping DoorDash. So are any of you going to go out door dashing tonight? Or later on this afternoon? What did he do? Oh, jeez. Well, we were sat down for a meal. It's just a small family-owned restaurant. Place was quite busy too. And he walks past us because the counter or whatever's right behind us. And the lady in there is so nice. And she says, "Oh, are you here for a pickup?" And he went, "Yep." And she went and checked and she says, "It'll be 10 minutes. And he went, 10 minutes? It's like, of course, I'm a little bit more aware now because, well, I like it in there and I don't like the idea that there's this guy about to shouting at him. And then he went, sat down, I suppose. But then he got up and came back to the counter and went, "Someone else is going to pick that up. I can't wait 10 minutes." And stormed out. And of course, I'm sat in there wearing my DoorDash hat. So that was, and it's, there was people sat in there that obviously their ears perked up because they heard him flipping shout that rather loud. Bloody idiot. Absolute flipping idiot, some people. He sounds a little dramatic. Yes, a little. Good grief. And the funny thing was, the first job I ended up doing last night was, and I only did 2, was from the Mint. And it wasn't the one that he'd left, I don't think. I don't know. But I don't know about you, but when I do a DoorDash thing now, I look at the last picture that someone took. It's supposed to give you an idea of where to drop it, whatever, all that. And I did take a screenshot of this, which I always do, because I look at that so I can look at, it's another observation on helping finding the correct house. Sometimes you can't see the bloody number on the house, but you can see what the front door looks like, or the porch area, wherever they've taken the picture. Anyhow, so this picture comes up, and it's the spitting image of the guy that flipping was rather dramatic. Where it was in my don't Yes, he does sound a little dramatic. Yeah, I find those pretty helpful somewhere now. I thought they were kind of stupid in the beginning. I thought, well, this is a waste of time, because you know where you're going to put the darn thing. And but sometimes, if it's got a bright red door or bright yellow door or something like that, and something different to make it stand out from the rest of the houses, and you can't see where the bloody number is on the house. And of course, we all want to make sure we're dropping it at the correct house. But it's just it just makes it a bit easier. Sometimes, doesn't always, but most of the time it does. And it gives you an idea whether you're going up 1,000,000 steps or just a couple too. Me, I ain't problems going up too many steps, but I still do them I avoid apartment buildings like the plague, but sometimes I'll do them if I know that they got elevators or whatever in them. I wish there was something on the DoorDash app, etc., that told you that they were apartments, or that it was going to the first or the third floor. Which, which would be good. Ow, ow. I wonder. So Wendy's in the hospital now. She's having a procedure. So just waiting on her to come out. Well, that's good. Well, she was doing fine when she went in. She seemed to be in good spirits. She's pretty tough. She's pretty tough at doing all this stuff. There's a lot of things that she tells me that they do. Sometimes, I mean, when she goes to dialysis, I mean, they don't want you in dialysis. But she tells me that they do these big needles and put those big needles in her. Yeah. It's certainly been the kick when we found out that she needed a kidney. And certainly when they turn around, because we went through this for... She's only just started dialysis in the last 6 to 8 months, possibly. And somehow or other, they said that it may happen, but then they turn around later on into it all and said that she has to have dialysis now. And well, you knew then that the kidneys were getting a lot worse. And yeah, that was a bit of a shock for both of us. But she carries on every other day. She does it 3 days a week. Most of the time she drives herself there, but now I started driving her a little bit more. Today I didn't go with her yesterday or Monday. I didn't drive her there, but she needed a driver today, and I'll take her again tomorrow. I'll take her tomorrow. It's all been bloody... She's not going to get much of a break this week from all of this. So, Sonny, how long have you been doing the door dashing, etc.? Have you been doing it long, a couple of months or years? I've been doing it since, is it October? No, September of 21. Oh, no. I guess you like doing it then. For me, it's easier for me to do this. A full-time job became out of the question. I was working full-time, and then when he was having problems with staying upright, she kept falling over, and I just ended up giving up full-time work. Radio was the first gig up I signed up for, and that was 3.5 years ago. Wow. I've got roadie, I just haven't done anything with it. I noticed lately there's been a couple of jobs on there. One was for $75, and it was from, I think it was Independence going to Lexington. But it said it was a extra large gig. Well, I read the measurements on it, and it's like something that's 12 foot long. It doesn't weigh that bloody much. I mean, it was only like which I don't know if it. Don't think 12 foot won't fit in here. But I do think that I could use the truck for that. Might be able to use my... But it was on there for several days. I don't know if it's still on there or not. Oh, wow. So you did that through the pandemic? Was you doing full-time work before you started doing the gig apps? I was working in a car dealership, selling cars, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep and Ram actually. But I didn't, oh, okay. Yeah, I'd be a bit worried about that. It was a bit of a scary time for us all. Crazy time. Who would have ever thought that we'd go through anything like that? Oh, okay. Yeah, Mrs. Womble's on that too, or Wendy's on that too now. So she just comes along for the ride. She doesn't have anything to do with it. So I just, I do all the running around. I say running. I walk pretty quickly. But she comes along, keeps an eye out what's going on sometimes. Every now and again she'll just fall asleep. But at least I'm able to keep an eye on her. And now she's becoming famous being on the YouTube lot. Mrs. Womble, if you're wanted to know, the Mrs. Womble title came from Chuck dashing across America. We went on his first ever live show where he got invited people on, and we was the first ones on that, and she managed. I put her on the camera too, and he noted her as Mrs. Womble. She actually quite liked that. Oh, you remember that? Oh well. Yeah, it's been a while. He's doing well though, isn't he? He's doing really well on getting subscribers. I hope. We used to watch Pedro. A lot, and we went and met Pedro too out there in St. Louis. And but he's got so many subscribers now that whenever you go on any of his shows, I mean, you just can't get a word in edgeways, and he seems to have changed quite a bit too. So it always seems to be so bloody dramatic when you go on his live show. At least whenever I've gone and watched on there. But going on and watching Chuck and listening to Biscuit snoring in the background. I wonder how many people fall asleep watching Chuck's show. The dog must ease them off to sleeps. It's quite it's not a very dramatic live show, but it just and then with Biscuit flipping snoring away in the background. I just learned about Pedro, started watching him. Oh good. We met Pedro, as I said, met him and his family at his first gig conference. And he put a lot of effort into that, no doubt about that. He was really good at doing that. And We enjoyed it. We met several ripping YouTubers out that way, and thoroughly enjoyed it. But it just seemed to met Dashing Grandpa while we was out that way. Um, met and there was also when I went there, I was wearing a T-shirt with the Union Jack on it, the British flag, and we were sat there towards the front, where watching all that was going on and chatting to different people. And then this lady comes up behind me and she says, "I've got to see the person who's wearing the Union Jack shirt." It turns out she was from England too, and she did door dashing, etc. I think she was down in Oklahoma, but yeah, Biscuit. Oh, good grief, Biscuit. I think it's so funny when Biscuit is snoring so loud he wakes himself up and then starts flipping shouting at himself, thinking that someone's just woke him up. it's hilarious. Oh, but yeah, do enjoy listening to Biscuit. That's rather a bright light in the back of that car. Well, mate, whoa. Crikey. Yeah, I do enjoy listening to Biscuit, but I enjoy just listening to Chuck's show and getting with everybody and chatting with everybody in the background. It's hard to keep up with the chat, I'm sure. I don't have much of a problem really, because I haven't got as many as Chuck coming in here to see, and this was an impromptu thing anyway, so I didn't know if I'd get anyone coming. I did one just before, and I don't know what I did, but it stopped. So, well, that comes of not knowing what you're doing properly. It's a strange colour for that Cadillac. Oh, this is going to be a rather wet dashing day, I think. Bit like flipping being back home in England. Wet. Got used to it. The rain don't bother me. The dealing with the wallies on the road is the problem, and dodging the lightning. I'm not too happy with that. Well, Sonny, hey, Gig Life, how are you today? Well, thanks for popping by. Hopefully you have a great afternoon too. So, hey, Gig Life, how are you today? Are you outdoor dashing? Is the weather nice out in your area? Peeing down the rain here. This is what it looks like in the area. Wait. I'm sat at the hospital waiting on Mrs. Womble to come out. So I wonder. Not a great scenery. Not great scenery at all out there. Car park. Just got back from our first shift of the day. Where are you, Gig Life? Which area are you in? Should put the drink out. Yeah, it got real cloudy this morning before we were leaving to come here.